Yo, welcome back to another video. Today I am doing the top 10 ARs and Phantom Forces for 2024 version 11. Now let's talk about a couple guns that weren't in the top 10 but I think need to be mentioned because in the next update I think they'll be pretty good, which first is the AK-103 with Bars Barrel, which turns it into the 109, which gets in the test place right now. It has an increased headshot up close, so you can 2-tap head, which is pretty great. Ranges go from like 34.8 to 139.4 to 36 to 150. It has a new recoil. It's slightly reduced horizontal sway but drastically increased vertical variance. Its min damage goes from 24 to 23.49, which means it can't infinitely 3-tap head anymore, which is great. It's gonna be a decent gun to have in your arsenal because it's really good. It's really good right now. It's obviously not better than the 105, which turns into the 107 with Bars Barrel, and that one's obviously the best gun in the game. But I think this one will be better than everyone's expecting. I don't know if it'll be top 10 worthy, but it could be on the bubble, which for this list has a lot of strong weapons. So anyways, the next one, which is the AKM. This is the second gun that I'd like to note for the future update, and I think it's pretty good. Right now it's really good with its 39 close, 28 min, and then it goes up to 42 min, but then it goes up to 29 min, which is pretty decently good, and it also gets a slight penetration buff. It goes from 1.4 to 1.5, which is currently in a test place. I think it's amazing. I think it might be top 5 guns for the AR, maybe even cracking the top 3. I think it's definitely going to be part of the meta. I think it is very good, and I think you should use it because it's going to be good. But anyways, let's get into the honorable mentions, which we have a few honorable mentions. I didn't mention this, but I like to say that I came up with this list last night with a few friends of mine on stream, Nereus and Dragon. Thank them for helping me. Anyways, let's start off with the first one is the AN94, which you have the 7.62 conversion. That's what you should use with this. Yeah, it's a really good gun. I think you could do really good with it, and especially since it's like ranked 10, but it's a really good gun. I think you should be able to use it, and it has low recoil, and I think that's why people use the 7.62 with it. It's definitely not, but another one is the AUG A1, which is another low rank gun. You can get this one pretty quickly, and you can use this with AP or the conversion that it has, 9x19 millimeter. You want more, it has more fire rate, so I think that and it has a little bit more damage output close range, so it's really good. Really good. With AP, you can also use, but it's a really good starter gun, and I think you can get some good usage out of it. Another honorable mention is the K2, which I think is pretty good. It's a pretty good gun. It got a lot better in the update. I thought it was going to be a lot better than what it was. Closer to meta, maybe like closer to top 10, but it just hasn't been. It just really hasn't been that way, which kind of sucks. But then another one is the FAMAS with the G2 conversion, which not conversion but mod. I don't have this, but it's really good. It takes the gun going from 900 fire rate, which is already like really good, and then it turns it up to 1100, which is really flipping good for an AR. Basically the best if you don't include the G11, which that's also another good gun. We'll talk about the G11 in a second, but this right here, I mean, doing a min damage 28 when I'm at min damage 19, but having like 28 close, dude, that's so crazy. You literally can fry with this. It's basically having an AR version of the Mac 10 or the Vector, and those are really good guns. So yes, this is a really good option. Yeah, you're going to have to grind for it, but once you get to almost 2,000 kills, once you get to that, you're going to really understand the gun and be able to use it. So when you'll be ready for that, which is exactly some things that'll happen for other guns on this list. A few of the top 3 kind of that way. But anyways, but the G11 is going to be the final. No, wait, no, there's one more after this. There's one more, and yeah, this thing's freaking amazing. It has 2100 RPM, and it's your first shot. Doesn't have any sway. Burst is really good. If you want to be crazy, you can also just switch it to the auto version and go freaking nuts with this here. I mean, like from what I've seen, it has very little recoil in the auto version, which I mean, if you don't like burst, you can at least use it like that. But I mean, it's honorable mention because it's literally rank 211 to get it. A gun that you could buy if you wanted to would be SGG-44. It's really good, especially with its hollow. It can 2-tap. If you hit 2 limb, you can, or headshot and limb. And the 5.56 conversion is really good as well. It gives you a little bit more. It gives you a lot more ammo, and it gives you a little bit more fire rate. You know, it takes up about 50 points from 550 to 600, which I think is really good. It's pretty strong. I mean, this gun's great. I think you could do really good with it. Anyways, those are the honorable mentions. Now we get to the actual freaking top 10. But anyways, we have the Scar, and you could put AP or a 9x19 millimeter on it, which is just like the AUG A1, where it can give it just a little bit better stats. You can get one more damage, and you know, mainly you'd use this for the more ammo capacity. Well, a little bit more ammo. You know, you go from 30 to 32. But also, the fire rate goes up all the way up to 754 from 650, which is kind of insane. It kind of goes crazy. You could also use, I think I said AP with this. Either one works. I think it's a decent gun. It's like a decent starter gun. And it comes down to personal preference for some of these guns. I liked it, but also I don't like it. It's one of those guns that's like, it's good, but it's also sometimes not that great. And it's kind of because of the fire rate. So you're definitely going to probably want to go with that conversion. Number 9 is the TAR-21, and you can use this with AP or 223. I've seen people use both. Really can't do wrong with either one. I think mainly 223 is good for recoil purposes. I mean, look at that. Like, that guy didn't stand a freaking chance. Like, it's pretty insane. Like, you can really go crazy with it if you wanted to. It's really good. I implore you to use it. It's also another gun where it's like I like it at some points, and then at others I'm like, eh. Another gun, which is the 8th gun, is the AK-47 with hollow point, which is really good. One head, one limb, or you know, I can just one shot that guy. You see, like right there, you can do limb or torso with the one shot, and it's really good. Yeah, I think you should use this. Again, another low rank gun. I'm really starting to see that a lot of these lower rank guns are really freaking good. So you have a lot of good options, which is great. Anyways, we get to number 7, which is a bit of a higher rank gun. Same with the TAR, which is the Type 28 with 7.62. Now this one is pretty good. I think it's pretty good. It takes a little bit, you know, getting used to, but I feel like, in all honesty, that's most of these guns. Most of the guns in this game, it takes a little bit getting used to. And I think, you know, you can do good with it. See, I don't like guns where it takes a little bit to get used to, but you know, if you're fine with that, then I think you will do good. You know, it's up to you. A lot of these guns are meta / outside of meta. Anyways, on to the next gun, which I think is a very easy gun to learn, especially since it has really no recoil, and with this setup it's insanely good, which is the Type 20 with the extended mag. It's insanely good. I mean, you get it at rank 37. You can really do no wrong with. I think it's a really amazing gun. It always surprises me. It's insanely good. I think you should use it. And yeah, now we're in the top 5. The HK-416 is 5th and on my list. I really like this gun. I have almost 4,000 kills with it. I think it is insanely good. It has pretty low recoil. You can really do no wrong, and it got freaking buffed in the current update. All the more reason to use it, right? On to the next gun, which is the C7A2, which again is another high rank gun. It's the 3rd highest on the AR category, but it's really good with long barrel and Grindle. Long barrel being the LSW barrel. Really good. You can 2-tap head with it. It's close range, and it's really decent. But anyways, the next gun is the gun that I'm not really in love with, but everyone said it was really good, which is the A4 with Grindle. You could use it with or without Grindle. This is one of those guns where it definitely takes a long time to get used to, in my opinion, and that'll be the case for, you know, for a lot of these guns, but this one in particular, you know, it's good. It's pretty good without Grindle. I'd say do not. I'd say for most of these that have like, hollow point, AP, or if you're going to use like any other conversions or Grindle or any of that stuff, I think you should learn the gun first. And then, it's like if you like it, I'd say probably grind more towards it, since you wouldn't have to, pre-buying, not really the best thing to do in my opinion. I think you should just learn the gun, and so once you get the conversions or all the stuff for it, it can be really good, since you already be ready for it. But anyways, number two is the number two, which is the AUG A2 with 762. I really like this gun. I have almost 5,000 kills, which is my second most amount of kills gun. But anyways, this gun's really good. Really no wrong with it. It's a three shot. It's a two shot if you hit head twice close, and then you can three shot close range as well. If you can hit head, you'll be doing really good. But yeah, it's a really good gun. For the consensus number one AR, I'd have to say is the M16A3 with the burst grouping conversion, with the burst grouping and Grindle, which makes it into the M16A2, which I think is just an insanely good gun. I mean, it can two tap head, and it's another burst weapon, which you don't technically have to use as burst. You don't have to. You don't have to use the burst. I think it's really good. It's an upgrade. It's definitely an upgrade from the A4. So you're gonna burst guy. I'm not really that guy. If I don't want to have to try, I can just swap it over from burst and just put on the blue laser, and then I can just really go crazy with it. I don't really play on transit, so it's hard to really show how good this gun is. And yeah, that's the entire list. I hope you enjoyed. Yeah, thank you for watching, and look out, be it for today. I hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll see y'all later. Bye bye.